What's up, everybody? Thank you, Mr. Clean. I appreciate it. So you have to pardon me if I cough and sputter a bit today. I've actually got a cold, but didn't want to cancel the show. We got a lot to do tonight, so a lot to talk about. Can you guys hear me okay? Loud and clear? Alright, very good. What's up? What's up? So, let's see, what are we going to talk about tonight? We got a bunch of giveaways. And the usual mod news segment, vape mail. Got a few reviews tonight. We're going to talk about the Crystal from Art of the Exhale, which is Bashik 1. Same guy who makes the Griffin and the Hydra and the Prometei. We are also going to talk about the Enzonic from Madz Modz. We're going to talk about the Moon G1 from the modders named Moon that used to be called NGP. We got a bunch of giveaways, like I said, including a special giveaway we're going to do later in the show, as well as a new sponsor, as you can see over here on right here down on the bottom there, E6 Vapors, or E6 Vapor rather. I'll give you their website when we do their giveaway in a little bit. That'll be good. So yeah, good stuff tonight. Yeah, and I have this damn head and chest cold thing going on, so yeah, bear with me if I'm a little out of it tonight. Oh, almost forgot to mention, we're also going to talk about the stainless steel rope wick, which I know a lot of you are here to see, so we'll do that pretty early in the show, not too long after we do the mod news segment, so that'll be good. Having quite a bit of success with these. Dino, you're famous. So if anyone doesn't know who, I'm Dino. I like to pronounce your name Stripper Swapper. I think that's how it should be pronounced. But he is the brains behind the Lava Gen, if you're not familiar. Anyway, come on, Fred, get out of here. So why don't we kick off as usual with a giveaway? We're gonna do an Allison Vapeland giveaway first. So pull this up here, and let's see. We'll do a number from. We'll start with 1 to 50 on this one. So this will be an 18 milliliter bottle of juice from Allison Vapeland. Your choice of flavor, nic content, PG/VG ratio. If you win, I'm going to send you a PM in chat, and you'll get a message from me with my email address. Just reply, or just send the information I need over to my email, including your shipping address. Make sure you remember that. People always forget their shipping address. So anyway, when I say go in chat, I want you to pick a number from 1 to 50. Oh, hold up. Slow down. I didn't say go in chat yet. Pick a number from 1 to 50, and type it in chat, and then I'll generate a random number between 1 and 50, and we'll see who wins. Alright, go. Sorry guys, I'm a little out of it tonight if you couldn't tell. This cold is kicking my ass. I'll give you a few more minutes. Seconds, not minutes. Last minute numbers, get them in now. When I say stop and chat, no more numbers, please. Alright, stop. Just in time, naughty. 39. Let's see what we got here. Looks like Richard Terrell. That's you, sir. Congratulations, Richard. Like I said, I'm sending you my email address in a private message. You'll see it come across on chat. What you're going to do is go to AllisonVapeland.com, pick out what flavor you want, and then you're going to email me the flavor you want, your NIC content, your PG-VG ratio, and make sure that you include your shipping address. And then I'll send that on to Allison Vapeland. There you go. Congratulations, sir. Alright, so let's get going here. Oops. Sorry. We're going to talk about some mod news. So, there's got some interesting stuff coming out. The first one I'm not too terribly excited about, but that's okay. It's a new device coming out from Totally Wicked. This guy is the Varibolt by Totally Wicked. This is a kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't call it an introductory variable voltage device, but it's a smaller variable voltage device. It's aluminum. It's got the cone bezel comes in 5 different colors, you know, standard 510 connection, etc., etc. But this one goes from 3.3 to 5 volts rather than the typical 3 to 6 volts. It is not variable wattage, and it runs on a 14500 battery, so it's actually pretty small. You can't really tell by the picture, but it's a really small mod. So, hey, what's going on, Pega? You'd be surprised, Pega. I don't think there aren't that many Americans in here usually. At least I find that when I get the shipping addresses for winning prizes, it tends to be Europe or Canada. So, but anyway, so yeah, this is the Varibolt from Wicked. Looks like it could be a nice little compact variable voltage device. We'll see. Word's still out. It's brand new. So next, we've got the this one's a pretty interesting one. This is the E7 by Del Sol. Now, Del Sol, if you're not familiar with them, these are the guys that created the Sun Pipe and the Sun Box. And their website is, I'll put it in here, it's delsol.it if you want to check that out. Now this device, the E7, is actually a variable wattage device and contains the DNA 20. So, and you can see the picture directly above my head here. You can see the up-down buttons, the power button, and the little DNA 20 display there. And obviously, it's a bottom feeder as well, as you can tell by the giant bottle that sits in there next to the 18650 battery in there. So, looks like a pretty nice design. You can get it with or without the grip on the side. It looks pretty ergonomic. I believe it's all aluminum. I am pretty interested to try out a DNA 20 mod. I haven't yet. I have one on the way that should be here fairly soon, but not here yet. So word's still out on that from as far as I'm concerned, but we'll be testing one out soon. I actually have the Genie Q coming from Rampage Modz, or Team Rampage Modz from Korea, so hopefully that'll be here soon. Alright, what do we got next? This guy looks pretty interesting. This is the Mr. by VJ Modz. So basically, from what I understand, they kind of took the idea of the K-Fun. It's not an it's not an exact copy of the K-Fun. Don't misunderstand me. It's not a clone or anything. But they took kind of the idea behind the K-Fun and the Odysseus and other wick rebuildable tanks like those and turned it into a hybrid. So it's there have been a couple other silica hybrids that I've seen, but all the other ones that I've seen have been drippers, like the Gecko Dry, and then there was another one that came out of Germany that I can't remember the name of. So this looks pretty interesting. It's got a 4.5 milliliter tank, so it holds quite a bit of juice. It does have adjustable liquid control. It has a modular design, so you can use different size battery tubes, but that part of it is a work in progress. And it comes with the 18490 and 18500 battery, and it's got a spring-loaded bottom button with brass contacts. This is I don't believe excuse me. I don't believe it's in stock any longer, but it may be. If you're interested in buying one, you might want to take a look. It's finvape.com. That's the website. I just put it in chat there, so if you want to check that out, you still may be able to order one. They actually went live earlier today, and it was a very small batch, but they weren't selling out super fast. So might be worth taking a look. Looks interesting. I'll be reporting back on that in the not too distant future when I review it. So now let's see what else we have. So this is an interesting one. This actually, the look of this kind of changed since I first saw it. That would be the Astro, the one on the left hand side that I'm referring to. Now both of these devices are by Kato. I'm a big fan of Kato personally. I really liked the popular V2. I thought it was really good mod, performed really well. So the one on the far left, that's the Astro. What that is the, from what I understand, it will be the world's smallest 18xxx telescoping device. So in its shortest mode, it's actually about the same size as a Where's Its Apprentice 18350, which is pretty amazing. The height on it is only 59 millimeters in short mode, and it can extend all the way out to it can actually extend all the way out to 18800, which means you can use an 18650 with a kick if you wanted to. It's gonna be $170 before shipping, and the list is actually going to go live at I believe 1 p.m. Korea time on April 8th, and that'll be on Vaporwall, Vape Pit, and it's also going to be in their Facebook, the Korea Vape Facebook group. So that looks pretty cool. Now the other device that you see here, that's called the Egg. This is by Kato as well. Not really a whole lot known about this guy, but it looks pretty interesting. It looks cool. There was a picture posted of it. I didn't put it in here, but there was a picture posted of it in a carton of eggs. And there were like smiley faces drawn on the other eggs and stuff. And it's actually right around the same size as an egg from a carton of eggs. So, yes. Oh, hey, look, Modz is here. That's awesome. Yes, I'm going to be reviewing your Enzonic later on in the show. So, thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. But so yeah, this is the that's the Egg by Kato. Not pretty much the only information we have on it was the pictures that were posted. So looks pretty cool though. I'm pretty excited about it. Now, another one that I'm pretty excited about actually is, well, the one on the left hand side here. That's the Mini Gen. The Mini Gen is a mod by Chels, who is, or Kells, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but it's a device that's either made of stainless steel 316 or titanium. It's pretty small. It's 45 millimeter, holds 2.3 milliliters of juice. It's a 14.8 millimeter diameter on it. The interesting thing about it is, first of all, you know, I mean, it looks like it'll perform well. It's got the real tight, small top chamber on it, so it'll probably have very good flavor. The reason why I'm very excited about it, though, is actually because of the device that you see to the right of it, which is not out yet. That's the micro stick, and that is a matchbox. That's a standard matchbox that's sitting next to it in that picture right there, just to give you an idea of the size of this thing. So that little matchbox guy holds an 18350 battery and is a mechanical box mod. The Atomizer sits inside. It's designed for use with the Mini Gen, but from what I understand, it'll take any Atomizer that is 16 millimeters or less. So it'll be able to take something like a, I think like a spheroid would work, the Nahual would work, anything that's 16 mil or less. A K-Fun Mini would fit in there, so that's pretty cool, very exciting, really good stealth vape. Thing's going to be minuscule, so I'm excited about that. Put a little shorty drip tip on that thing, and I mean, you'll be able to fit that in any shirt pocket, so... Yep, D16's another one. Yeah, there's a bunch. I mean, that's pretty exciting though, so yeah, I'm excited to get that one. I don't know when it's going to be coming out. I saw some pictures posted over on Vaporwall, wanted to kind of spread the word about it. The Mini Gen, however, hopefully some of you saw that there was actually a list up on the APV group in Facebook. That was earlier this week, actually a day or two ago. It's already filled up, but that's okay. There are going to be more of them available on Vaporwall very soon, so keep an eye out. So, very exciting stuff. And yes, my show is weekly. Every Wednesday from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. That is when my show is on. So, anyway, so that's all we got for mod news. Couple things I'm pretty excited about, so got some fun stuff coming out very soon, very soon. So, let's do another giveaway. This one is going to be from my friends over at RTD Vapor. Hold on a sec. So, what Randy over at RTD Vapor has decided to do for us tonight is basically you're going to get essentially a lifetime supply of whatever type of Canthal you want from his website. Whoever wins this one, you get to pick out what gauge wire you want from his website, and you get a spool of it. If it's 28 gauge, it's 50 feet. Any of the smaller gauges, 30, 32, and 33, those are all 100-foot spools, and that should last you a very, very long time. So, that's what we're giving away. Let me just do a quick refresh here. Alright, we're going to do a number from 1 to 50 again. And when I say go in chat, pick a number from 1 to 50, type it in chat, and yeah, somebody will win. That's how these things work. It's pretty amazing. Hey, what's up, Pack? Dino, you're going to be close. I can taste it. Oh wait, no, that's phlegm. Yeah, the special giveaway is going to be later on, Naughty, toward the end of the show. You'll see. It's a little bit different than the other giveaways that I've done, so I'm not going to say anything about it just yet, though. You'll have to wait and see. And a couple more seconds to get any last-minute numbers in. Last chance. Stop. You missed Allison Vapeland, Chris. Let's see what we got here. 24. We got a 24 on the dot from Diener 510. We got a 24 from Vapid1. And that's it. Alright, so we got a roll off. So Diener 510 and Vapid1, you guys are going to roll off. Alright, so when I say go in chat, pick a number from 1 to 10. And whoever's closest wins. Alright, pick another number, both of you. Quick. There we go. Alright, let's see what we got. 4. That's hilarious. Alright, Diener, congratulations. You got a big old spool of Canthal coming your way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you my email address. If you could go to rtdvapor.com, go to their accessories section, go to the wire section, and pick out which one you want. And then send me an email with your shipping address and which one you want, and RTD will ship that out right to you. Congratulations. Alright, and I just sent you a message. You'll see it come across in chat as a message from me. And that's my email address. Alright, cool. Congrats. Very good. Let's see, what do we got up next? So next on the menu for tonight, we're going to talk about, just real quick, we're going to do a couple minutes and talk about some of the upcoming reviews. So, got some fun vape mail this week, and let's start off with this guy. Now this one I did not acquire brand new. This is one that I acquired secondhand, but we'll be reviewing it very soon. Nonetheless, this is the Nahual, which is a little 16mm Genesis style atomizer, made by a fellow whose name I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce because I know that I would absolutely butcher it. So we're just going to leave that be. Yeah, Irk, exactly. We'll call him Irk. But so that'll be coming up soon. Also got this interesting one today. This is the brass limited edition JM22 that we'll be reviewing. Looks nice. It's a kind of already aged brushed brass, so that looks pretty fun. And that actually came with the 500 and 350 tubes as well. Hey, what's up, Ben? We have this little guy. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. If you watch my show every week, you might know what this is. But this is a e-pipe from Mycroft Milverton. And he does some interesting designs. He's actually got a couple of steampunk ones that look really cool. And this is a Dr. Grabo that's been turned into an e-pipe, which is kind of neat. So, but this actually houses an eFest 18350 battery, but it's not removable. It's charged like a you would charge an Ego battery, and it's got 5-click on-off. So, you know, this isn't something you're going to be able to put like a low-ohm coil on, because it does have electronics. It's not really designed for that, but it's pretty cool looking, and you know, it functionally, it feels like it'll work really well. I played around with it a little bit, and the button feels really nice, and it seemed to vape well. So we'll give that a review coming up soon. We've got the K-Fun Mini, and all of the trimmings that come along with that. I got this one from Cloud9 in the UK. And last, but certainly not least, give you a quick sneak peek of something that we're going to talk about next week. So this is the well, the Senesis I've had for a little bit, but we'll be reviewing that soon. But this is the Steampunk Bare Brass mod. Okay, it is copper tube with brass caps. Okay. Couple things I'm going to mention about this real quick. First of all, the switch redesign on it is awesome. I liked the switch before. I even love it now. I love it even more now. It's softer. It's recessed just a tiny bit, so this thing's not going to go off in your pocket. But the throw on it is super short. So you don't have to, like with some of the other ones with recessed switches, you have to like jam your finger up inside it. With this, you can just fire it with your pinky knuckle or whatever is comfortable. I mean, however you want to do it. It doesn't, you know, you could fire it pretty much any way. I mean, maybe even against the palm of your hand. I don't know. I haven't really tried that, but yeah. So I had another device that I was playing around with earlier this week, and not. Sorry, get a little dirty there. But so there was another mod that I was playing around with earlier this week, working well, hits well, and then this came in the mail, and I was like, oh, let me just, you know, I'll take my Addy off of this one and pop it onto this guy, fire it up. Whoa! I need to add a wrap to the Atomizer that I was using, because this thing hits so much harder than the other device that I was using. I mean, I'd have to do a side-by-side, but I think that this may be the hardest hitting device that I've ever used, ever. More than the Poldiac, more than the all-brass, bare brass mod. It hits like a train. So, I'm very excited to review this guy. And it looks awesome, too. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm very excited about that one, in case you couldn't tell. I'll sound more excited about it next week when I'm not sick and doing my show. Yeah, right? Wish you signed up for 2. Guess what? I did. Oh! Sorry, Chris. Worth every penny, too. This thing is awesome. So anyway, I can't wait to see what else you got coming out, Al, because your devices get better and better every time you bring out a new one. So anyway, let's see, what do we got next? You do have my address. I have yours too. Well, I did have to pay for both of them protected. It's not like I got them for free. So in fact, I don't get anything for free except for prototype stuff that I, you know, test and give feedback on. But anyway, let's see, what do we got? Let's talk about this SS rope wick stuff, shall we? That's why a lot of you are here. I know that. So, a few weeks back, I talked a little bit about the stainless steel wire rope after seeing some stuff on the e-cigarette forum about it. So this is not my idea. I don't want you guys to think that this is my idea. I didn't come up with this on my own. So I ordered some. I ordered a few different sizes of stainless steel cable. I got it in what's called 7x7 strand. Basically, what it is it's a cable, a stainless steel cable. It's 7 wires that have been essentially twisted around each other to form a cable, and then 7 of those cables that have been twisted around each other to form a larger cable. I tried that out. It worked pretty well. It was really more of like it was really more of like a gravity wick. So like if you're one of these people that likes to to do like an over tilt past 3 o'clock, yeah, it wicks fine. So it worked for if you wanted to do like crazy low ohm vaping, or going down to 0.5, 0.6 ohms, whatever you want. It would keep up, but I was a little disappointed in the lack of capillary wicking that I was experiencing, and I used it for a full week, so wasn't thrilled with those results. I ordered some 7x19. So basically what this is it's 19 very small wires wound into a cable, and then there's 7 of those cables wound around each other. So much smaller spaces in the wick, but there's a lot more spaces. So in theory, you would think that it would have better capillary wicking. And what I found was that it does have much better capillary wicking than the 7x7. In fact, I found that it wicks even better than mesh. Or at least as well as mesh, and I didn't have any issues with large wicks over wicking, which is an issue that I have sometimes with mesh. I found it very consistent and actually worked really well. And not only that, but it's actually easier to set up than stainless steel mesh, because you don't have to roll it. Basically, all that you do to set this up is you take this cable, and you can buy a spool of it. You can buy it on eBay. Some hardware stores will carry it. I'll show this to you up close here. So this is the 7x19. Okay, you're going to want to get some decent wire cutters for it, because this is not something you're going to be able to cut with scissors. But if you've got wire cutters, you'll be fine. And basically, you just, take the length of it, measure it up against the addy, figure out how long you want it to be, cut it. You wrap a little piece of mesh around the part where you want the coil to wrap. Excuse me. The reason for that is because if you look closely at this, it's not a tube, it's not a cylinder, it's got ridges because of the way that it's wound. So what'll end up happening is you'll have spaces. If you were to just wrap a coil directly on this, you would have spaces where the mesh isn't touching the wick, and you don't want that. So you just wrap a little piece, enough to go around it maybe like 1.5 times, and that's it, and then I didn't even really oxidize it. I did a little bit, like I just torched it up and down one time to clean it off, make sure that there weren't any machine oils on there, and burn it off. And did the same thing on the little piece of mesh at the top. Wound the coil, and that was it. Done. I'll show you the end results here. I have it set up on both of the devices that I'm using right now. This one actually is a little bit gunked up. But that right there is the rope with 28 gauge wire wrapped around, and there's a little bit of mesh wrapped around the top, and that's it, and it works great. And it wicks incredibly well, and I'm vaping fairly low, not crazy low ohm, but fairly low ohm. I think both of these are set up at either 0.9 or 1 ohm. And not having any wicking issues at all. I have it set up on this device the same as well. Pop the top off here, and you can see this one's got a little bit thicker wick, so I only did a 3 wrap, but yeah. So you can get this in different sizes. The one that I ordered is this one is, I want to say, it's not labeled, but I think I ordered 5/64ths of an inch, which is about 2 millimeter. But you can get it in various different sizes. You can find it on eBay. You can get it in various different sizes. No protected. Actually, it doesn't. And that was the thing that I was really impressed with, because that was the issue that I had with the 7x7, was that I had to do like a full 3 o'clock or higher tilt on something that had a tall tank when it got toward the bottom. I don't have to do that with this. It wicks extremely well, and it wicks further, I found, than the 7x7. With the 7x7, I found that the further the tank went down, the more I had to tilt the device. So I found that it wicked well, but only for short distances. That was my personal experience. Some people on ECF are saying that the 7x7 wicks better. I don't know. That hasn't been my experience. I think maybe that there are people that are tilting, maybe past 3 o'clock, and it's wicking better for them than the 7x19 without a tilt, or with a tilt. I don't know, but that has not been my experience. My experience has been that the 7x19 works better. So if you want to get some of this stuff, now I just want to be very clear. I am not saying that this is safe. I don't know. I did do some research. I mean, it's the same material that the mesh that we use is made out of, so in theory it should be fine if the mesh is fine. Yeah, frostbite, it does depend on a number of factors, including the thickness of the juice. I did try it with different juice thicknesses as well, though. I used a thinned out 50/50 juice, and I also used a 90/10 90% VG that was super thick, and I had no issues with either of them. So if you're interested in trying it out, yeah, Pega, I'm not really sure. I've just done dry burns on them. I haven't used these long enough to have to clean them out. But I think that you would just be able to do a boil and torch, and they should hold up fine. You should be able to rewrap them. But anyway, so what you want to look for, exactly, shooter, which is why you want to burn. You don't want to put it in completely untorched. You want to burn that off, or boil it and then burn it off before you use it. So. Oh, you're talking about initially. Okay, right. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about now. You're going to want to boil it and then burn any possible oil off of it, because there is oil used in the machining of these things, like was said in chat. So that's what I did to clean it. Torched it really well too, just to make sure burn anything off. Some of these have a nylon cord down the center of them, so you want to keep an eye out for that. It should be in the description of the product. The one that I picked up does not. And you can find them on eBay. And you want to look for 7x19 strand. You can get it in various different diameters to fit various different devices. You can make sure that you don't get galvanized. Don't do that, and you want to make sure that it's not lubricated. All of them are going to have a little bit of trace oil on them from the process of making them, but yeah. So connectivity issues, you mean like fraying? I haven't had any issues with it coming apart, if that's what you mean. I mean, it's still conductive, it's still steel, so you still need to, oxidize a little bit, or, wrap that coil just so that you're not getting hot spots. Oh, resistance-wise, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I mean, you're using this as the wick, not the coil, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure about Home Depot either. I got it off of, yeah, you definitely don't want a vape galvanized rope. And you may be able to do a U-wick with this stuff because it is pretty flexible. I mean, it'd be tough but I mean, even pinching this down, and you'd probably have to oxidize, you'd probably have to torch it to get it to stay, but you can pinch that down pretty far, and it's not buckling at all at the top, and it, you know, it springs right back. So this could actually work as a U-wick too. Haven't tried it out yet though. So yeah, but I mean, I have to say, like, I have had very good experience with this stuff. It's working really well. I mean, now granted, this is a full tank, but like I said before, I mean, even when the tank is down really far, I don't have to turn the thing up sideways to tilt and to get it to wick properly. It just works. You know, I'll show you without any tilt here at all. Works great. It's wicking really well, and like I said, it's not like this is a, you know, a high ohm coil. This is a 0.9 ohm coil I've got set up on here. So yeah, I have to say I recommend this stuff. It works really well. It's easier to set up than SS Mesh. I'm gonna use it longer and continue to use it, just to see, you know, if maybe it has any long-term downfalls. Maybe it becomes fragile after a while, or maybe it's difficult to clean and reuse after the, you know, after it starts to gunk up. Maybe it loses some wicking property from gunking up down the center. That's another thing that could happen. I don't know. We'll see. So I will report back on this again. But I am going to continue to use the 7x19. I've had more success with this than the 7x7. So yeah. If you guys have any questions about the SS rope wicks, if you could please hold them off until the end of the show when we do the Q&A session, I would appreciate that, just because we do need to move on. I've got a bunch of other stuff I want to cover tonight, but yeah, we can talk more about that later on. And you guys are welcome to, you know, continue to chat about it if you want, obviously, too. I know Dino's in here and he's been using it too, so he might be able to answer some questions for you. So next, there is a new sponsor, and he's actually in the room. That's E6 Benny, E6 Vapors, and we'll be doing a giveaway from them fairly soon too. So coming up later in the show, in fact. But first, we're going to talk about the Crystal by Art of the Exhale. So, you guys have all, you know, heard me gush about the Hydra. I love the Hydra. The Hydra is a fantastic device. It is my favorite device, or my favorite atomizer. And the Crystal is a similar design from the same maker, Art of the Exhale, Bashik 1 over on Vaporwall. Let me... actually, I can't copy and paste the link. Hold on one sec. No. And my Google spreadsheet is still down, so I can't copy and paste the link for you. Sorry. Lots of technical difficulties today, including my sinuses. So, anyway, the Crystal. This is not quite stock. That's almost stock. I took the O-rings out and I replaced them with green ones just because I kind of like the look of that. They're kind of bright, disgusting green. They don't glow in the dark, sadly, but they are green. I think they look cool. But. Yum. So, the Crystal. Take a look. This is the Crystal. The top cap on it, you're going to recognize it looks very similar to the Hydra. You can see it has Crystal and Art of the Exhale engraved on there. You'll notice that it's taller than the Hydra. Significantly, it has a very large juice capacity. You'll also notice that the Hellfire drip tips look like they're made for this thing. It's got almost the same bevel on it. I think it looks fantastic on this guy. and they're also made of titanium, much like this device. So they are there is still an active list going on. What Bashik does is he releases them in batches. It's out of stock, but you can still put your name on the list so that when more of them are made, you know, you can pay and he'll ship it out to you. They come from the Ukraine. Like I said, it's made from, you know, high quality titanium, standard 510 connection on the device. It is made from one solid piece of titanium. The body of the device, obviously the top cap is a separate piece. The tank is polycarbonate, it is not glass. It holds approximately 4 milliliters of juice, and it is laser engraved. And I'll show that to you up close again here. Hold on a sec, just so you can get a good look at what the engraving looks like here. Let me kind of scroll that in slow. Hopefully it'll focus. Come on, baby. Work with me. There you go. So you can see crystal, and then underneath the coat of arms it says the art of the exhale. So I think it's a cool little engraving. So what comes with it? You get a little baggie with some mesh and some wire. I think it's 32 gauge. I'm not sure what grade the mesh is. I believe it is 300 or 325. You can get some extra O-rings with it. It's got a little plug that you can pop in the juice fill hole, some extra bolts and washers as well, and you can get extra tank with it as well. He does a little extra tank and O-ring package that you can get along with it. It comes with some extra O-rings, but you can get additional ones on top of that if you want to. And it's standard comes with the mesh and the wire. The device has a 1.2 millimeter air hole. It weighs 25 grams. It's 18.5 millimeters wide, and it is 55 millimeters tall, not including the drip tip. So it is a pretty tall device. You can see that tank is very long. Works with any 510 drip tip, you know, stainless steel mesh, Kanthal or nichrome, whatever you want to use there. Like I said, it's solid titanium. Let's take the top off though and show you what it looks like underneath. It's got a nice tight top chamber. Part of that because it's a smaller device. But as you can see, the addy deck is raised quite a bit there, and then there's not a ton of room inside the top chamber. So you have turn that a little bit. So you have a pretty tight space there, which is going to help to improve the flavor. The wrapping the coil is really easy. You have your negative, and then you have the positive post, which has a nut, a spring, and a washer that presses up against the base of the nut. So anyone that has set up a like an Orion before, be familiar with this setup. It's got a very large fill hole, which you know, helps with the wicking. Pardon me. And yeah, I mean the positive post is pretty tall. You know, so it gives you a lot of room to work with, but you can actually resize that because you can screw that nut down and then decrease the size too. So if you want to, you know, a short tight coil, you could set it up like that. You could set it up with a tall coil like I have set up here, so it's adjustable internally as well. And you know, just like with the Hydra, you have, and I think that this is because of the material that's used, because it's titanium. you have the top cap heat up when you fire this thing. It doesn't get like hot like it's going to burn your finger. But it does warm up, and it makes the vapor noticeably warmer, and I really enjoy a warm vape a lot. And you know, with the same setup on this device as a number of other atomizers, you know, the same resistance, same coil setup, same wick setup, you get a much warmer and more flavorful vape from this than you do from those other devices. I'm going to take another puff off it, actually. It's very, very good flavor and really warm, and I mean, the cap just, it heats up so quickly and then cools off so quickly, which has got to, you know, it's got to be a property of the titanium, that it just, I don't know, it just warms the vapor up so well, and it makes it just delicious. It's awesome. It's the same thing that I like about the Hydra. So basically what you have with this device is essentially, you know, it's got a lot of similarities to the Hydra. It's got a similar, you know, the top cap looks similar. It's not exactly the same top cap, though. This wouldn't fit on a Hydra. It's actually got a little bit thicker wall. And then, so it's, I mean, it's kind of like a Hydra with a bigger juice capacity and without the tank shield. So, you know, I mean, there are some differences, but at its core, it vapes just like the Hydra does, which is awesome since, you know, it's my favorite Addy, and it holds more juice. The only downside versus the Hydra, if you want to call it that, is that it doesn't have that tank shield on it. You know, so you don't have the tank protection if you drop the thing. Then, you know, you might have a better chance of cracking the the tank on it. But I mean, but it vapes fantastic, and it's also less expensive. It's about, I think it's about 30, it's either 20 or 30 euro less than the Hydra, actually. It's very reasonably priced. It's under 100 euro. There are not a lot of really good atomizers that you can get for under 100 euro. As far as like the higher end, more, you know, artisan type atomizers. Hold on, take another vape. Fantastic. Oh, thank you for posting that. Appreciate it. Trying to keep up with chat while I'm talking is difficult. Yes, the Promete looks very cool too. I have one of those as well. We're going to be reviewing that on a different show, though, not tonight. So, you're going to love the Hydra. It's amazing. So, what else? I think it looks fantastic. It's sleek. It's a little bit tall, but you know, but you get a larger juice capacity for that. So, you know, it's a trade-off. The top cap is incredibly snug. I mean, you can. I'm really shaking the crap out of this right now, and it's not going anywhere. It's got a double O-ring. It's actually got 2 O-ring grooves on the inside of that as well, so the O-rings kind of sit really nice and snug on there. It's not a screw top, so if you do want to adjust the throat hit, you can. You know, you can set it so that the air hole does not go directly over the wick. It's extremely easy to set up. I did not have any issues with you know, hotspots or anything setting this up with mesh initially, and then with the wire rope wick. Didn't have any problems. I mean, it was just a quick, easy setup. Didn't have any issues with hotspots to work out. And like I said, the quality of the vape is just phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It's just like the Hydra. It's one of the best tasting Addies that I've ever used. The only Addies that I've ever used that have a little more flavor, the Hellfire Mini has a little bit sharper flavor. I mean, I think that's it. You know, But the problem with that is, like I said when I did the Hydra review, the Hellfire Mini has only got a little tiny tank on it. It doesn't hold enough juice personally for me. It's an amazing vape, but it doesn't have enough juice. But this, you can get a vape that's on par with the Hellfire Mega, if not better, and holds 4 milliliters of juice. So, and I did say Mega that time, not Mini. Mini I do think is a tiny bit better flavor, but I mean, you know, some of you will think that that is sacrilege, but what, Chris? Yes, I absolutely recommend that you drill the air hole out to 3/4 of an inch. No, actually, 1.2 millimeters is kind of my sweet spot, I think. It's a perfect balance of flavor and vapor. It's still good vapor production. You're not going to blow stupid huge clouds of vapor, but you know, you're not sacrificing any flavor at all. The flavor is fantastic. So I haven't, Naughty, but I did get my tracking number, so I will be soon. I haven't gotten it in the mail yet. My JKMF will be coming soon, though, so. Let's see. Yeah, I'm getting bouncy chat, too, Greg. Thanks. So, yeah, let me take another puff. Awesome. Really warm, really flavorful, fantastic. Art of the Exhale, Bashik. Again, my friend, you've done a fantastic job. Call me a fanboy. The guy does amazing work. Get on the list if you're not on there. It's, I mean, and the price is reasonable too. It's less expensive than many addies that are not as good. So, yeah, thank you for the chat clear, Greg. So, in summary, you know, the only negatives, I mean, you know, it's kind of personal preference. It's a little tall, but that also is a positive because it holds more juice. If you're comparing it to the Hydra, it doesn't have the tank shield on it. So, you know, if you prefer that, then just get the Hydra instead. If you want it to hold more juice, have a different look, go with the Crystal. It's awesome. So, there you go. That's my review of the Crystal by Art of the Exhale. I highly recommend that you get one of these things. It's one of the best devices on the market, in my humble opinion. So, let's see. What do we have up next? Pardon me. We are actually going to do another giveaway. Let's see how many people we got in the room here. Okay, wow, there are a lot more people in the room. This is going to be a pretty cool giveaway, guys. Hope you're ready. Hold on. So this is from Vape Syndicate. If you're not familiar with Vape Syndicate's a little shop down in Florida. That's in the United States for those of you that are not American. It's also known as America's Penis. But anyway, so Vape Syndicate's down in Florida. He makes some amazing juice, and he also makes phenomenal drip tips. So, is he in here? I don't know if he's in here, but Adam, if you're in here, you can, you know, feel free to pipe up. But yeah, so what this is an all titanium drip tip that he's made. It's got a couple grooves in it, and it's torched down that center portion, as you can see. His drip tips are amazing. I mean, every one of them is handmade on a lathe. They're all fantastic. He's got all kinds of crazy designs. They go up at 12 p.m. Eastern Time every Friday. That's when he posts the new drip tips. So if you want to get one, you got to be quick. Go to his website right at noon. They're not going to be in stock for a very long time. So I think that makes you a genital wart, Ken. Sorry. So anyway, let's do this. So when I say go in chat, You're going to pick a number from 1 to 75 and type it into chat, and maybe you'll win a drip tip from Vape Syndicate. That one in the picture, actually. So, yeah, Pack. UK 2. Get all them numbers. Give you a few more seconds. Get any last minute numbers in. That's correct, Niagara. The juice is in stock all the time, but the drip tips come out at 12 p.m. Eastern time on Fridays. No, we're doing international this time, guys. So even if you are overseas, you can participate in this one. It's usually US only, Greg. No Canadians allowed though, bro, sorry. Get your number in quick, dude. Oh, you already put a number in. Alright, never mind. Alright, couple more seconds. And... Alright, those new smileys are ridiculous. Alright, let's see what we got. 22. Now I get to try to find a 22 in here. Alright, I see a 23 from Big V and a 21 from Yardbird. There's a 22, J.E. Graham. Looks like it's J.E. Graham. Oh, there's another 22 from Chris, Capone's Pops. We got a roll off. I just want to make sure I didn't miss any other ones. So many were so close. Alright, we got a roll off, guys. Yeah, a tip off, exactly. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to Skype you guys in, and you're going to have a penis sword fight. And whoever wins in this tip off, no, just kidding. So just pick a number from 1 to 10, and when I say go in chat, type that into chat. Pick your damn number. Pick a number from 1 to 10, guys. Come on. Chris and J.E. Graham. Do it. Alright. What was that? I can't even read it. 5. Okay, let's see what we got. 4. Chris, you win. Congratulations. Well done, sir. I'm sending you my email address. Just, I know I have your address, Chris, but if you could shoot it to me in an email so I could forward it over to Adam, that would be great. Congratulations, sir. That is a very sweet drip tip. Pardon me. So, what's up next? Let me see. Next, we are going to talk about the Enzonic. And I think Madz left. I don't think he's in the room anymore. But we're going to talk about his mod anyway. So, the Madz mods. Madz Modz is the name of the company that makes these. So, he's got groups on Facebook. You can also purchase the Enzonic from myvape.in. and it's available there. I got this one from a group buy, co-op group buy on the APV group on Facebook, for a very reasonable price. It was just over $100 if I remember correctly. I don't remember what the retail price is on this guy, but it's on the My Vape store. So it's a telescoping mod. It comes with let's see. Comes with this extra little tube here, and what this allows you to do is you can switch out the telescoping center portion, so that you can use any size battery from 18350 all the way up to an 18650 with a kick if you wanted to. I didn't do the Boondock giveaway. I didn't do the E6 giveaway. There actually is not a Discount Vapors giveaway tonight, but there is another giveaway that we're going to be doing later on too, so stay tuned. Let's talk about this guy. Like I said, comes with this little little shorter piece. I have the extended piece on here. I'm using it with an 18650 right now. But with this, you can use it with an 18650 and a kick. And then you put this one on, and you can use it with an 18350 or an 18500. This larger tube allows 18650 or a kicked 18650, or an 18500 with a kick. You know how the sizes work. So, let me go through the little feature lists on this real quick. So, it has a, hold on, it's got a lot of kind of cool features here. It has a, get my Addy to stand up straight here so it doesn't fall over. There we go. It's got this really cool juice well on the top, the Philippine sun, as you can see there. It has a couple different safety features. There is a vent hole on the side, on the top, as you can see right there. There are also 3 vent holes around the bottom. You can see there. The switch is magnetic, the firing switch. I'm not going to completely disassemble it, but it is magnetic. As you can see, it's just, you know, floppy when you don't have the device screwed in, and then the magnets, opposing magnets, one inside here and one inside the switch housing, force each other apart. And nice thing about them, they are strong enough so that you can put the device down and it's not going to fire under its own weight, which I like a lot. It has mechanical lock. It's reverse threaded mechanical lock, which is nice. So, so you're not going to unscrew your bottom. You're not going to unscrew the switch on your mod every time you lock the device, which is nice. You can actually telescope this down to the point where you can't tell it's a telescope. You can see how that lines up. You can see that, how those line up perfectly there. They refer to that as chameleon telescoping. It's got pinstripes to improve the grip. It has, this is actually kind of cool. If you look down on the bottom, it actually has not just an engraving and a serial number, but there's actually a little blue Swarovski crystal in there, which is pretty cool. It has a floating positive center pin. You can see in there. Hold on, I'm going to close my Facebook because it's pinging you. Sorry about that. The positive pin and then the connection inside the base are both pure copper. Both of the contacts are pure copper there. Like I said, it's got you know, the ability to handle pretty much any size 18XXX battery. It has a native 510 connection, of course. It's made out of 304 steel, which is the medical food grade steel, not as high quality as 316 steel, according to some. However, I would rather have a mod made out of 304 steel because 304 is more conductive than 316. So, and then it's got, you know, the Delrin insulation on the inside, like most of these devices do. I'll show you here. Screw the top cap off. You can see that's got a Delrin insulator around the positive contact, which, like I said, is copper. Let me put this little guy back together. Hold on a sec. I apologize if you're asking me questions. I haven't been looking at chat. Yeah, I like the look of the juice well too. I think it looks really cool. I actually think that Swarovski crystal is a cool little touch too. You know, I like anything. I like to see people adding little touches to their device that really separate them and make them look different than just, you know, a metal tube. You know, even if it's, you know, a little Swarovski crystal on the bottom and like a cool engraving on the top and the, you know, the way the juice well is engraved, whatever. You know, I think that's really cool. I appreciate the extra effort to kind of separate yourself from other devices, separate your mod from other devices. Yeah, the floating pin is also very helpful. And you don't need it to be telescopic because the device is telescopic. So the floating pin, you just loosen this up, you screw the addy in until it's flush, and what that'll do is that will press the floating pin down so that it's nice and flush. See, no gap for my UK friends that are watching. Mind the gap. And then you screw the telescoping part up until it's firm. Good to go. Now it's firing. And it works really well. So the firing button, it feels nice. Like I said, it is magnetic, and it doesn't fire under its own weight, but it's not, you don't have to apply a ton of pressure. And it also, I noticed with this, it doesn't matter what angle you press from. So if you fire it against the palm of your hand, for example, it fires no problem. You know, you can see the vapor coming out of the top. Sorry guys. The reverse threading on the lock I like a lot, so you know, when you do lock it, it doesn't, you don't unscrew the bottom cap, which you do on some devices, and I hate that. That drives me crazy. The quality of the vape that I got from this, or that I get from this, is really, really good. It hits hard. You have to, you know, make sure that you keep the contacts clean. You need to, you know, because they're copper and they are going to build up oxidation. But, alright Fred, come on. There you go. But, you know, much like the Poldiac, which is another nice device that you need to maintain, anything with brass contacts, the vast majority of devices you're going to have to clean the contacts. You know, with these nicer, higher-end devices, they're, you know, you're going to need to maintain them. You don't have necessarily have, you're not going to have to clean this as often as something that has like silver-plated contacts, for example. That you're going to need to clean more frequently. With the copper, it's less often. But you need to clean the contacts for it to perform at its highest level. The highest level of this device is extremely high. It is one of the hardest hitting devices that I've ever used, especially for a telescope. You know, at least in my experience, telescoping devices tend to not hit as hard as just a straight tube. But this one does. This one hits as hard as most tube mods that I've used. You know, other than the Steampunk Bare Brass mod that, like, I don't know, it feels like it's hitting at more volts than the battery's even putting it. I don't even know how the hell. But it works extremely well. It fires every time. The button feels good. It doesn't stick. You know, like I said, any angle doesn't really matter, and you get a really good vape from it. Now, obviously, with any mod, you know, the quality of the vape that you're going to get is going to be highly dependent on the, you know, on the device that you put on top and the setup that you use on that device, of course. However, you know, taking this Addy, putting it on a number of different devices just to test out how it vapes, how it performs, how hard it hits, this is, like I said, one of the hardest hitting devices I've used, and I think it is the hardest hitting telescoping device that I've ever used. I can't think of a device that I've had that hit harder with more consistency than this device. So, well done, Madz. It's really good, and for the price, I mean, the fact that you can get this, and there will probably be more group buys for this device, so keep your eye out. And this is actually a version 1, and they're up to like a V3 now, I think. I think it's mostly just cosmetic changes in the different versions, but you know, there will be more group buys for these, and get in on it if you can, because you're getting, you know, a mod that performs as well as a $200, $250 device for, you know, maybe under 150 bucks. So I definitely recommend it. As long as you don't mind keeping the contacts clean and maintaining your device, then you're gonna like this a lot. I also do recommend, oh yeah, Local Vapes got them in stock too. Yeah, if you could grab a link for me, Chris, and put it in chat, that would be fantastic. I forgot about that. Yeah, and Erica Local Vape you can find on Facebook too, but she's got a website too, so yeah, so I mean, it's going to be available too, which is nice. There are people that are carrying it. There are going to be a number of other stores that are carrying it in the US, so you'll be able to buy this guy. It's a really good performing device, reasonably priced. Just real quick, I do recommend that you use, you know, a lot of people like No-Alax. I actually prefer a product called No-Oxid A Special, or Special A. It's No-Oxid. I'm typing it out in chat. Special A. You can find it on eBay. You can order it from some different electrical suppliers, but what it is it's a conductive lubricant. And it's a grease. It's a conductive grease rather than being... and it can be used as a thread lubricant. And it also prevents oxidation, much like the No-Alax. The difference is it doesn't gunk up over time. It stays in that kind of grease form. So I highly recommend that you use that on your... You can use it on your contacts too, not just on the threading, which is the other nice thing about the No-Oxid. So it does. It's quite the lubricant, Ghost. Kicks it up a notch, if you will. So overall, just in summary, the Enzonic by Madz, I'm a big fan. I like the device a lot. It hits really hard, especially for a telescoping device. And you know, it's nice. You know, you can, with a telescoping device, it's just a nice to have. You know, you can turn this into a stealth vape if you want to, or you can throw an 18650 in there if you want it to last all day. You know, put a little dripping atomizer and an 18350 in here, and all of a sudden you've got a nice tiny compact stealth vape. So you know, it gives you a lot of options, and I highly recommend it, especially for the price. So moving on, we're going to do another giveaway. This one is from E6 Vapors. Who is he still here? Yes, he is. So E6 Vapors is my newest sponsor. And first of all, I've heard very good things about the juice from E6 Vapors, E6 Benny. I have to apologize. I have some samples of juice from E6 Vapors. I haven't tried any of them because I have been sick for the last 3 days, and I just got them 3 days ago. So all that I've been vaping is actually this ginger, lemon, menthol green tea concoction that supposedly will help my cold. And I haven't had any other juice over the last 3 days, and probably won't for a couple more days until this stupid chest cold, head cold thing that I have clears up. So I will try them eventually, though. But hold on. Pardon me. However, yeah, vape Tabasco. That's actually a good idea. That would definitely do the trick. I ate. I actually had like super extra hot wings last night to help clear out my sinuses, and it works for a short term, but then it just, you know, doesn't last long enough. But anyway, so E6, there you go, E6 Vapors. Actually, Benny, if you want to put the website in chat, that would be fantastic. But E6 is a pretty cool website if you haven't checked it out. And as soon as Benny puts the link up in chat there, you guys can check it out. They actually carry not just juice and, you know, in the typical devices that you see. They have really good prices, and they also carry some higher end stuff. Like he's actually got the popular V2 in stock at his site, and a couple other nice devices as well. So highly recommend going to check out his website. You might, you know, there might be something nice that you want to pick up for yourself tonight, actually, if you want to check it out. So there you go, e6vapors.com, no dashes or anything. So what we're going to do for the E6 giveaway tonight is we're going to give away a sample pack. 6 milliliter bottles of juice. So grand total of 36 milliliters of juice. And what you're going to do is, if you win, you're going to go to e6vapors.com. You're going to pick out the 6 flavors that you want, and you'll have my email address. You're going to send me an email with the 6 flavors you want, the nic content that you want, the VG/PG ratio you want, and make sure you include your shipping address, and we will have E6 Vapor send that over to you. So. Oh, habanero vape. That's a great idea. Oh, thanks for the link, Chris. Alright, so let's see what we got here in the room. We're going to do another number from 1 to 75. And when I say go in chat, pick a number from 1 to 75, type it into chat, and wait till I say go, Vapid. There you go. Oh. Excuse me. Alright. Give you guys a few more seconds to get some more numbers in. Alright. Get them in. Hey Effie, what's up? I didn't even know you were here. And stop. Let's see what we got. 4 again. Wow, and I even refreshed it. Let's see. Niagara with a 4. Let's see if we got any other 4s. Nope. That's it. Looks like it's Niagara. Congratulations. Niagara, I'm going to send you my email address, and like I said, pick out the 6 flavors you want. Send me the 6 flavors in a list in the email, Nick content, VG-PG ratio, and also make sure you put your shipping address in there, please. And you'll see my email address coming over through chat here in just a second. Pardon me, Fred. Thank you, sir. Congratulations. And, like I said, you guys should check out E6 Vapors anyway. They've got a lot of nice stuff on the website. So, and like I said, you know, they do carry the popular V2, which is actually a really, really nice mod made by Kato, the guy that makes the Astro and the egg that I showed you earlier. So, all right, thanks for the giveaway, Benny. Let us continue on. What do we got next? So, next, last review for tonight, we have poor Pega. I can't believe you're still awake. You stuck around. So, the next review we're going to do tonight, and the last review we're going to do tonight, is the Moon G1. Okay? So, now, I will be, as I am with all my reviews, I'm going to be honest with you. I was not expecting much when I got this device. I know this sounds terrible. I wasn't expecting a lot. I apologize, Pega, but I had heard some negative things about NGP in the past and some of their previous products, and you know, and like I do with all of my reviews, I never watch a review before I review a device because I want to make sure that I have an unbiased opinion, but I couldn't help but hear some of the things that I heard beforehand about, you know, some of the prior devices that came out from NGP, blah blah blah. So I'm glad that you changed the name because I think that, like, I don't know, it's almost like this is like a new beginning for NGP now that they're Moon and have put out this device. I have been nothing but pleased with the way that this thing performs. First of all, before I get into how it performs, I want to go through this in order. Let me talk about how to get this guy. So sadly, you know, it is a list. There's a list on Vaporwall. There's a list on Vape Pit. You can go to their website, which is, it's still NGP actually. Their website is ngp.hu. That's the website, Hungarian website. So they're difficult to get because there is a long waiting list for these, which is a shame. It's too bad. But once the list opens up, alright, I'm getting ahead of myself, I'm sorry. So, the Moon G1. It is black anodized aluminum, as you can see. It comes with the 18650 tube and setup that you see here. You also get a 18350 tube that comes with it. Okay. You also get, I got a extra tank. You get a extra, or a black tank, so if you want it to be kind of a uniform black look, which is actually what I think I'm going to go for next, and take the poly tank off of here and put this guy on there, you can. And it also comes with a little bag of bits and bobs. You get a little drip tip and some extra O-rings. So, comes with lots of goodies. I put a black ceramic drip tip on here that I thought looked good on here. Oh, it costs extra for the 18350 too. Sorry, I didn't realize that. So, it's got, like I said, it's anodized aluminum. It's got a 3mm wick hole. which has been moved to be closer to the positive post from previous designs. The top cap has been reduced significantly from previous designs to increase the flavor and the throat hit. It has a shorter tank by about half a centimeter. The tank capacity is still very big, though. It holds 3.7 milliliters, but it's extremely compact. So even in 18650 mode, it's 127 millimeters, and it only weighs 46 grams. In 18350 mode, it's only 90 millimeters tall, so it's very, very compact. Just to show this to you, I mean, just to put this in perspective, this is the, hold on. This is the Nahual sitting on top of a Bagawa, Nahual Bakua. I don't know why that's so funny. So yeah, this is the Nahual sitting on top of a Bagawa mod. Now this is a small atomizer, and this is a 14500 mod. So this is a very compact setup. And look at the height difference. It's only, I mean, it's just a tiny, tiny bit taller, the hybrid, and it's in 18650 mode, okay? And it's just a smidge taller than the 14500 with the Nahual on top of it. So, and this is a compact 14500 device, by the way. So, it's very, very compact, especially, obviously, with the 350 tube on there. It only costs 81 euros, okay, for a hybrid. 81 euro. That's a little over $100 for a full hybrid, which is a fantastic price, obviously, when you know, the retail price for a lot of the hybrids that we see is, you know, in the $250 range, you know, right around 200 euro. So that's really good. Like I said, it's made of aluminum. It's very, very light, but it doesn't feel cheap. It's got a real nice smooth finish on it. You know, that's anodized. It's got this nice gripped ribbing on it. It feels really good in the hand. It's smooth in the 350 mode, but it's got the ribbing on it in the 650 mode. And I think it looks fantastic. I mean, take a look at the get a close-up look of the logo on there, the little biohazard with the moon. I think that looks awesome. It is ribbed for my pleasure. That's true. So, I mean, it looks cool. I like the all-black look. It looks different. Like I was saying earlier, I like when a mod maker puts the extra effort in to make something unique and look different. Okay. The internals are, remind me, Pega, you might have to speak up, but I think it's a copper connection on the positive. And then it's got a spring in the base that connects directly to the aluminum base on the inside there. So this tube is solid, okay? Put that back in there. Under the hood, extremely easy to set up, okay? It's a single wick hole. Hold on. It is copper. Okay, great. Thank you. Single wick hole, as you can see. Single positive and negative connection. Really easy to manipulate. They're just standard, you know, Phillips head screws. It's got a good size fill hole on there, which I don't know if you can see. It's tough to see because it's all black. But yeah, very easy to set up. The inside of the wick hole is anodized, which reduces the conductivity, which is great because the cause of 99% of hotspots is because of conductivity between the wick and the inside of the wick hole. So you don't need to worry about that on this device. It's like it's almost like you know, as if it had a Delrin insulator like the Silver Dog, for example, or an insulator like a Zen device or a Diablo or something like that, but without taking up space in the wick hole because it's just anodizing. So very cool. The inside of the top cap is reduced significantly, like I said, from previous designs. Now this is interesting. Instead of the top cap being a single piece, I don't know if you can see this here, the top cap is actually a piece of Delrin that's fitted into the top of that cap, rather than it being a single piece of aluminum. So pretty cool. And that keeps the top chamber nice and tight. I haven't had any issues with, you know, the Delrin being too close to the coil or anything like that. It's fine. And I actually expressed concerns and had some questions and asked Pega about that before I even tried it. And he told me you won't have an issue, and sure enough, I didn't have an issue. So the device is a screw top, and you tighten it up nice and tight and snug, and it lines up perfectly with the air hole lines up perfectly with the wick, no problem. It has a O-ring that sits on top of the tank there, so you don't have any issues with juice coming down through the threading from the top cap and dripping down to the side of the tank. No leaking issues. The switch is electronic, okay? Which, you know, I prefer a mechanical switch, but this is rated up to 25 amps. Correct me if I'm wrong, Pega. So even if you were to do a pulse fire oxidation, the shorts are not going to hurt the switch, because it can handle, like I said, up to 28 amps, which is awesome. So even though it is electronic, it's pretty heavy duty and can handle quite a bit of heat. Another cool little thing, I think this is awesome. This is another one of these things that kind of separates this device from other devices. Some people are probably going to think this is goofy, but I think it's cool as hell. Check out inside the tank when I fire it. Let me let this focus. Hold on a sec. Come on now. What's your favorite feature, Pekka? Ready? Uh-huh. Yup, there's an LED light inside the tank. I'm sorry. That's badass. I think that's awesome. Yeah, I know. Isn't that sweet? If you lose your keys outside, just fire up your vape and you can find them, no problem. I do too. I think it's awesome. So, how's it vape? It vapes really well. It hits as well as it should if you set it up the way that I set it up. I set it up with like I think this one's got a 1.0 ohm coil on it, so not too crazy, but it's nice and warm. It hits hard. The flavor's really good. It's got a small air hole on it. I believe it's a 1 millimeter, so the draw's a little bit tight, which is okay. You know, you're going to get a little more flavor from a tight draw, and I'm still getting good vapor production, as you can see. So here, I'm going to take another puff. Awesome. It's fantastic. This is, I'm gonna say it, bang for your buck, it's the best hybrid on the market. There, I said it. As far as the quality of the performance that you get out of this device, compared to the amount of money that you spend on this device, this is the best There are one or two hybrids that I think I like a little more overall, that are twice to three times as much money. So, and the difference is so small. It's awesome. It's pocket friendly. It looks awesome. You can get it in 350 mode, so it's nice and compact, or you can do 650. Even then, it's still compact. Vape's fantastic. Holds a decent amount of juice. I know I said it looks awesome, but I think it looks fantastic, so I'm going to say it again. Thanks, Al. Have a good night. And yeah, the only problem. Here's the problem. The waiting list is obscenely long, and the list is closed, and that sucks. However, you guys ready for the special giveaway that I talked about earlier? What Pega has agreed to do, as part of me reviewing this device on the show, which I think is awesome, and for the record, he didn't tell me this until after I formulated my opinion of this device. So, unbiased review. We are going to do 2 giveaways. And I apologize, Peg, I didn't have time to set up a giveaway screen, so I'm going to put up the E6 giveaway screen, just so you guys can look at that a little longer. What we're going to do, we're not, now, don't go too crazy, we're not giving away a Moon G1, okay? But the waiting list for the Moon G1 is crazy long, and they're not going to be opening the list back up for many, many months. What we are going to do, though, is we're going to give away 2 spots on the list. So you'll be able to give me your information. I will send it on to Pega, and he will put your name on the list, so you do not have to wait for 6 or 8 months or whatever for the list to open back up. You still got to pay for it, but as I said, it's very reasonably priced, and you're not going to have to wait for however ridiculous amount of time until the waiting list is done. So, sorry, Scarecrow. Yeah, but still, I mean, for those of you that are familiar with how these lists work and waiting and all this, you'll understand that this is actually a pretty awesome prize. So, what I'm going to do, we're going to do 2. I'm going to switch over to E6 real quick, and we're going to do 2. Let me refresh. We'll do 2 giveaways. I'm going to pick a number from, 1 to 75. We're going to pick a number from 1 to 75. If 2 people get the number right the first time, that'll be the 2 winners. If it's just one, so if it's a tie, it'll be the 2 winners. If it's just one, then we're going to roll twice. So, hold on, Dark Moon. Don't roll yet. I didn't say go and chat. When I say go and chat, pick a number from 1 to 75, and that will get you put, if you win, it'll get you put on the list. No, this one isn't, and anyone, even if you've won already tonight, you can participate in this one. I know this is kind of a special giveaway, so that's fine. You're good, Chris. Hold on, I didn't say go yet. Wait. If it's 3, then we're going to have a roll-off, and the 2 closest numbers win. So, the mod is €81, so just over $100 for a hybrid, which is incredibly cheap if you know how much hybrids cost. So, all right, here we go. Oh, that's including shipping too, yeah. Give you a few more seconds. Get your numbers in. When I say stop and chat, no more numbers, please. Alright. Let's see what we got. Are you kidding me? Again? 4. Let me just roll this again to make sure it's not broken. Okay, it's number 4. Let's see. Stephen D. And that's a piff to Chris Capone's Pops. Yeah, right. I know. I thought it was borked, but apparently not. Do we have any other 4s? Nope, doesn't look like it. Just gonna check through one more time just to make sure. Alright, well that's one. No, wait, we still gotta do one more. We gotta do one more. It's not over yet, Ghost. That's you, Chris. Congratulations. So, just include that in the email that you send me, and I'm gonna send your form name over to Pega, and he'll take care of it. Well, we got one more shot, so get ready. When I say go and chat, you're going to do this again. Pick a number from 1 to 75. And go. We'll refresh this here again. Everyone's gonna pick 4 this time. Oh, hold on a sec. Alright, couple more seconds. Alright, here we go. 56. No 4, sorry guys. Let's see, do we have a 56? Let's see a 57. And a 55. Uh-oh, we might have a roll-off. Protected and Fairy Lady. And I think that's it. Alright, Protected and Fairy Lady. What I'm going to do is I'm going to type go in chat, and you are going to pick a number between 1 and 10. And whoever's closest to the number we roll up here wins. Alright, get ready. Alright, let's see what we got. 10, Fairy Lady, congratulations. You are going to be added to the list for the Moon G1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a PM in chat here, and it's going to contain my email address, if you could just send me an email that includes what your forum name is and what forum you frequent most often, just so that Pega will be able to send you a private message when your name comes up on the list, that would be fantastic. So just send me the forum that you go to the most often and what your name is on that forum. That's all you got to include in the email for me. And there's my email address. It should have just come across in chat for you. Congratulations. Alright, awesome. Oh my goodness, we're running long tonight. So, guess what? Guess what we have next? You ready? Another giveaway. Oh my goodness. Yes, and Pega, thanks for doing that. I appreciate that. You know, like I said, guys, I don't know if you realize, but this list is going to be closed for like 6 months, 8 months. I mean, a long time. So this is a pretty cool giveaway that Pega did. So, thank you. You're not on any of the forums, Fairy Lady? ECF or Vape Pit or Vaporwall or any of those? New Vapor? Your Facebook name would work too. Just some way for Pega to get in contact with you. Or he can PM you on here too, yeah. Alright, so we're going to do another giveaway though. This one is from our friends over at Boondock Vapes. Which, if you haven't tried them out, I highly recommend that you do. It's boondockvapes.com. Two giveaways. Oh my god. Alright. Here we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 giveaways from Boondock Vapes. Both of them will be a sample pack. 4 bottles. All of them 6 milliliter. You get to pick what flavors you want, what Nick and what VGPG content you want. Just go to their website if you win, and you pick those out, and you'll send that info to me along with your shipping address. Excuse me. So, let's see. We'll get this set up here. Do a quick refresh. Alright. Yes, like Chris said, their mango is amazing. You have to try the mango. I like pretty much all of the fruit blends that they do, but their mango is actually what turned me on to them to begin with. So anyway, when I say go in chat, pick a number from 1 to 75. If 2 people end up tying for the win, then both of you guys will be the winner. If we just have 1 winner, we'll do another random roll. So yeah, right, Pac? I agree. And go. Chugging this tea will help. Oh, Fred. You're so helpful. Hi, buddy. So this is Fred that's been laying down on my shoulder for the last 10, 20 minutes or so, in case you guys don't know. He's the co-host. Alright, so a few more seconds to get any last minute numbers in. And stop. Let's see what we got. 72. Let's see. 68. Wow, nobody picked over 68. Interesting. I don't see anyone. Anyway. Alright. For Mudsky, you are the first winner. Congratulations. I'm sending you a message with my email address. What you're going to do is go to boondockvapes.com, pick out 4 flavors, send me the list of flavors that you want, send me your nic content, your PG-VG ratio, and make sure you include your shipping address in there, or I have no way to get it to you. So, and you're going to see my email address come across in just a second. There you go. Alright, and we're going to do one more. So get your lucky numbers ready one more time. Last one. Last giveaway, and then we actually are not even going to have time to do the Q&A session. I apologize. Everything went a little longer than I expected tonight. So, let's see. So, when I say go, number from 1 to 75. Alright, a few more seconds. Get any last minute numbers in. And stop. Let's see what we got. 28. Sorry, Pack. No 4 this time. Alright, let's see. 28. I see 26. There's a 28. Darby and Meth. 2 28s. Alright, we got a roll off. Darby and Meth. You're both going to pick a number from 1 to 10. When I say go in chat, type the number, and we'll see who's the closest. Alright, let's see what we got. 10. And that goes to Meth. Congratulations, Meth. I am going to send you a private message you'll see come across in chat. It will include my email address. And what you are going to do is go to boondockvapes.com, all one word. Pick a number from... pick a number. Jesus, can you tell I'm tired? Pick the 4 flavors that you want. Send those to me. Send me your nic content, VG-PG ratio, and make sure you include your shipping address in there as well. Congratulations, sir or ma'am. Alright, there you go. Alright, yes, thank you guys. I apologize for going a little bit over, and I also apologize for not having time to do our usual Q&A session that we do at the end of the show. So if you guys want to, if you have any questions about the wire cable, the wire rope, you guys are welcome to contact me on Facebook. Just shoot me a PM on there, shoot me a friend request, whatever. My name on Facebook, I am typing it in chat now. That's my name on Facebook. Feel free to ask me any questions that you have about the wire cable. I probably won't get back to you tomorrow though, because I feel like crap and I am tired and I'm going to go to bed. So thank you all Thanks to all of the sponsors that did giveaways tonight. Thank you, Pega, for doing the surprise giveaway. That was awesome. And Fairy Lady, or actually Pega, if you have issues getting in touch with Fairy Lady, let me know. Fairy Lady, I gave you my email address. If you have a problem getting in touch with Pega, just let me know in an email. We'll get it worked out. So, all right, great. Thank you guys so much, and have a good night.